Righto, back at it finally. I've managed to get the camera to work. Today I've been down with some bolts, so I've brought the engine stand back in. So I'm going to lift that up, mount it on that, so I can then push it over the side here out of the way. And then one at a time I'll lift those onto the bench and start pulling them apart, and then get them both into the lathe. This time I think I'm going to leave those bolts on, leave the crown wheels on, and machine it down until it touches the bolts. So I've got a bit more of a flat surface, so I've got a bit wider. Yeah, get those done today. I'll get those stripped, and I don't know if I'll get them start to machine them or not. Depends on how long I've got to fuck around with this. But I'll bring you back shortly when I've got the motor mounted up. Well, after fucking around and making a mess of my clean benches, I'm going to have to work on this off the hoist because I cannot bolt it to the engine stand. These bolts here, they're two different fucking sizes, but look at the little one. I'm not keen on hanging the weight of the motor off two of those, or three of them. And I just can't get these to go in small enough. Like that's how I can still tighten them up. I can't tighten it on the end there. I've tried it, and you can't get the things into position. There's nowhere else. So what I'm going to have to do, is drop that hoist all the way, drop it down, and shorten that up, or shorten the sling up, and lift it up as high as I can and work on it on my feet. That's all I can do, I think. Unfortunately, but that's it. It just will not work. I thought it might have. And if I wanted to spend a fucking hour or two fucking around, I could probably make something to bolt on to there and then bolt it onto here. I could do that too, couldn't I? I don't know if I've got enough. I've got a little bit of 6mm plate, but I don't think I've got enough. 3mm not thick enough, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to think about it. I'm going to tidy up that fucking mess I've made. I'm going to sit this back on the floor and think about it while I dismantle those diffs. Stay tuned. Righto, shit fight all cleaned up. Got the first one up on the bench. So these ones weren't cores. These are actually reasonable diffs. There's no damage on them or anything, so that's all I could get. The core would have been much easier, but you can only piss with the dick you've got. Retainers. I think from memory, I had to get berthed onto the other ones to get these undone. We'll see. What size were we? 19. So there we go. Oh, fucking beautiful. Like I love Milwaukee gear. Not paid sponsors. I wish. None of this shit's ever going to be any good to me, I don't think. So, well, it might be actually. Could use it to make lamp base or something, yeah. Fucking stinks. Fucking gear oil. Fucking rotten. You know what, a bloke really should invest in a bearing puller, because if I can't knock that off, I'm going to have to cut it off like I did last time. that side doesn't matter, I've got to cut that off anyway before I machine it. And I'll get this pinion out. I can get rid of it. I will need Bertha for that one. I did have a socket for it, I don't know where the fuck I put it. 30mm, there we go. Let's see. Let's see if this one will work. I doubt it. Won't argue with me now. Well, now it's got to hold on to the bastards. Let's take drastic action here. Let's see how we go. Nut goes flying down through the garage. Put the nut back on, I'll find it. Can you still see that? No. There you can. Maybe I'm just not using enough persuasion. Not really ever going to use that fucking pinion again, am I? So I just don't like bashing the shit out of the fucking stuff like that, whether I'm going to use it or not. There we go. Loud environment. See, my watch is concerned about my loud environment. That'll come out. Like that. There we go. Where there's a will, there's a dead relative. I'll fuck that off out the road. Probably go on the scrap bin. That'll be held for something else. Push all that shit out of the road. I'll go and get that one. The tag on it. As I said, all 4x4 dismantlers. Good bunch of blokes. They'll look after you. They look after me. And they don't know me from shit, so highly recommend. I keep all these metric bolts too, because they will come in handy. These are these old. There's where the oil's been trapped for a long time. It fucking stinks. When all else fails, use a bit of stainless steel. Let's go on, there we go. Done. Just wondering whether I should knock out those bearing shells and those top end bearings. Might just do that. Got that bearing. So you can always use those for something. Part of the furniture, or just, you know, like maybe put a bearing race on something just to make it look a little bit more mechanical, if that makes any sense. And get this other bearing shell out. There we go. I'll pull the other one back up and do it. Can you see that? Note to self, do not hit hand with hammer. One. The problem is I have no hand-eye coordination at all. I'm fucking hopeless. When I was an apprentice, I couldn't count the amount of times I end up going off work on compo, particularly for belting the fucking piss out of my hand right around here, using a chisel. Whack. Fucking hopeless. Two dead diff centers. Right. I'll turn you off for a few seconds while I tidy this up, and we'll come back when it's time to try and get these bearings off. Right, I decided to rip and tear. I didn't put you back in. I'll go and start setting these up in the lathe, and then I'll put you in the stand and we can do a little bit of machining. Knock those bearings off. They come off all right. These ones are always hard, but I thought it's no sense spending ages knocking them all the way off when I've got to cut the ends off anyway, so just knock them far enough to get the cutting wheel in behind it and cut them the fuck off. Alright, I'll go and set the lathe up and we'll go and have a look, eh? Okay, now we've got him running. We've got him in there and he's ready to go. I put the boring bar in because it's bigger. The tool's bigger, so bigger. I think it just might be a little bit easier. I don't know how I'm going to go for feed, but let's just see how it goes, eh? Yeah, it's painful. I'll straighten this up, go go a bit further around. I took the handle out so you could see what was going on. About 45 degrees. I'll take that back out so you can see. Getting there slowly, getting there very slowly. I'll keep going, and you don't need to bore the shit out of you. When I've done this one, I'll bring you back for a look. Okay, there we go, that's one done. But I think what I'm going to do, because one of them is going to go on a desk, so I'm thinking that I might take these bolts out one at a time and just machine them down so they're a bit lower than that. It might be a little bit easier, I think. Just do them one at a time. So now I'm going to put this one back in and do the same. Take it down to about the same. And then actually what I'll do is, fuck it, I'll take the bolts, because these won't come off. You've got to hammer these off to get them off the first time, so I'll just rattle them all out and then put them in the lathe one at a time and just knock them down. So I'm going to put this one in. I'm going to change the tools as well, because it takes too long doing those things at half mil cuts, which is all I can manage because of the chattering. So just give me a second and I'll bring you back. Right, I've got this one in and I've changed to that. It's got a much smaller radius, so I might be able to take slightly bigger cuts without it chattering quite so bad. So I'll start machining this and I'll bring you back. As you can hear, it's no better. So I think what that tells me is it's the lathe, it's not the tooling. It is what it is. Actually, this one's worse. This one's chattering worse than the other one. I'll see how I go. I'll struggle along, and if I've got to change the tooling again, I will. But failing that, I'll bring you back when this one's finished. Righto. What I've had to do was put the boring bar back in because it screamed its tits off with the other one. Absolutely worse, much worse. So now it's just chattering a little. I'm just going to have to deal with it. Half mil cuts, which is annoying, but we'll take another half and see what it's like coming back out. The last one coming back out was a little bit worse than going in, but yeah, that's getting away. I was going to feed it in. See that fucking thing's moving itself now. Let me deal with this and I'll bring it up. Righto. Let's take a little bit of the chatter out. I'll explain what I've done in a sec. That's a little better. It should be a little quicker too. What I've done is I've changed the feed, because on this machine you don't have adjustable feed. You've got to change these gears in the back. So this one here that runs the lead screw, it was 40 tooth. I put a 35 on it. So that's sped up a little. If I wanted to, I'd maybe put a slightly bigger, get the camera in the right place, fuck it. Put a bigger one on there, but I don't want to go too fast, because if I want to use a longitudinal speed, then I've got to slow it down because it's too fast. So I'll just keep battling along like that, and I'll bring you back when I've got this one finished. Okay, both done. I've just tested it with the little rail gun and I'll get that one out, so I'll proceed to rip them all out and then I will take them up to the lathe, eh? Let's get it done. Fucking fly them all the way out. So I won't argue with me now. They smell Loctite. Yep, they're Loctite. Righto, let's take them up to the lathe, eh? Righto, got all our bolts up there. And our first one in the lathe. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this so you can see it. It's going to be in your fucking way. Quite possibly. Let me move you. There we go, that's a little bit better there. Let's put some numbers on it. Righto, that's all done. Let's get them down there now and put them back in, eh? Righto, let's get them back in. I won't need the big girl this time, just use the little one. And that should go in a little bit easier because now we don't have to fight the Loctite. They use Loctite factory. No, I don't recall the last one I pulled apart being Loctite. That was a Nissan diff. Same one, so who knows. These ones are all Loctited. Here we go. All ready to pump. Now all I've got to do when I get back to it, because tomorrow I'll be doing that Harley motor, this one I'll be doing Wednesday, is work out what I do with that. I've got that gear, that's a cam chain drive gear, but that's going to go in there, so I'll probably cut that off around there and make another bush for it to sit in there so it's nice and tight. And then I've got to grind that off so I can get past the harden and drill it and tap it so I can put the spinning gear. So that'll be Wednesday, but I'm going to try now for when I can get out here to do it day apart, like one day work on these, next day work on the Harley table. So just depends how I go. Some days I have to have a day off for health reasons, but yeah, so I think that's going to look pretty good once I stick this cam in the lathe and just face the end off. That'll be down a bit and put the lampshade on top. So yeah, alright, that's going to do me for the day. Tomorrow I'll be back out here lifting that thing up, and I'm going to try and make a stand so I can put the legs on it and sit on the ground to work on the rest of it. That Harley one's not going to take that long. It's not going to be a huge job. The hardest part's going to be just making the feet, and I want to make something, if I can find something I can reshape just to cover that. Let me turn this around so I can see what I'm filming, so I can cover that up. So I think that's going to look a little bit dodgy like that. So I've got to find something round, like domed, that I can cut. Oh, gas cylinders. Just hold on. I have those. I might be able to use, I don't know, if that probably might be a little bit too big, but I might even be able to utilise part of it to make that cover. So there we go. That's that problem sort of solved. We'll see how we travel. So yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll piss that off back outside, because the amount of time it's going to take to fuck around and make a mount to bolt the motor on. If I was doing a huge job, it'd be different. But once I make a stand, put the legs on, that'll bring that up high enough I can use my little stool and work around it and make me little bits and pieces for it, like the mounts for the rods and the pistons and whatnot. So oh yeah, I'm keen to get into this one. I mean, I'm keen to get them all done too, but because they're all paying jobs. But I'm just really keen to get that Harley one done. But these ones will be good too. Well, that's it. I'm going to go outside now, take this stuff off the camera, sit down and relax my fucked up knees, turn everything off out here, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Until then, stay safe. Peace.